Tonight, set aside the press and crush of the world as it is, and wonder with us about the world as it could be. Make room in your heart for the gift of joy. Prepare for the possibility of peace. Refuse to let fear have the final word, and journey with us as we follow the star of love. Come, let us kindle the lights of Christmas together. Welcome and Merry Christmas. Welcome to those of you who are here with us this evening for the first time, and welcome to those of you who have been here with us for generations. Welcome to those of you who are here with us every week, and those of you who are here with us every once in a while. Welcome to those of you attending with us online, making sacred space out of screens and laptops. May we all be here together as if for the first time, with fresh eyes and listening ears and open hearts. May we all be here together as if we are all longtime companions, comfortable and comforted and at ease in each other's presence, as we wrap ourselves in the spirit of love that is at the heart of this story we are about to tell. Welcome to you who have silenced your cell phones. And welcome to you who are already planning on Instagramming the candlelight. We all look so beautiful by candlelight, don't we? Welcome, believers, skeptics, atheists, and agnostics. Welcome to the faithful, and welcome to the ambivalent. And those of you who might be ambivalent but haven't quite yet made up your mind. Welcome to the weary and the wondering, the heartbroken and the hopeful. Welcome to you who are excited. Welcome to you who are anxious, you who are bored, you who are grieving, and you, all of you who might simply just be thrilled to be alive on this earth. Did I leave anyone out? I hope not, because what I mean to say is, whoever you are, and whatever circumstances you find yourself in this evening, you are welcome here. Tonight, we light candles of peace and goodwill. We retell an ancient story about the birth of a humble child, and we make room in our heart for music and joy. And we remember that we are the ones who must carry the light of love into the world. In the spirit of Christmas, welcome one and all. Let us begin by singing together, I Saw Three Ships. Please rise in body and spirit and join us in song. As you can see, we're going to put a little swing into our carols this evening. This is the late night crowd. So go ahead and tap your feet, or if you want to dance a little bit, that's all good. Just have some fun with it with us this evening. Every night on Christmas Eve, we have several services, but one part of our service is the same throughout each, and those are our candles of peace. And so we light our first candle of peace this evening, peace in our hearts. If there is to be peace anywhere in this world, it must start right here within each of us. This Christmas season, may we find room in our hearts for peace. May our cares be lifted, spirits strengthened, and may we all know deep in our heart that we are loved. Tonight, we will be reading the story of Jesus' nativity from two of the Gospels of the Christian Bible, the books of Luke and Matthew. The Gospel of Luke is where much of the classic Christmas story is found. When you think about the baby lying in the manger, or the shepherds in the fields, or angels singing about peace on earth, you are thinking of the book of Luke. The story of Jesus' birth also appears in the book of Matthew. That is where the wise men, the Magi, are found, and the stories of the wicked King Herod, who forced the Holy Family to flee to safety in Egypt. The words of these ancient texts have been repeated and embellished in songs and stories so often they may sound familiar, even if you've never read the scripture before and didn't know exactly where they came from. And of course, we are also reading a text that has been translated into English from the original Greek, which was probably translated from Aramaic before that. So tonight, I invite us all into the practice of listening to these words in the spirit of generous interpretation and imagination, knowing that the theology of the authors and songwriters from long ago may be very different than our own. But as the liberal theologian and civil rights leader Howard Thurman reminded us, Christmas is a mood, a quality, a symbol. It is never merely a fact. So I invite us to fire up our imaginations and open our hearts and allow the story and songs to unfold among us once more. So let's sing together again. Please rise in body and spirit to sing God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. Matthew, can you help me with the second candle here? Our second candle of peace, the light of peace in our homes. Like the Holy Family, let peace reside with us no matter where we lay our heads. This Christmas season, may all who are frightened find safety. May all who are seeking sanctuary find welcome. And may all who are weary find a place to rest. Our first reading is from the Gospel of Luke. In those days, Caesar Augustus issued a decree that a census should be taken of the entire Roman world. This was the first census that took place while Quirinius was governor of Syria. And everyone went to their own town to register. So Joseph also went up from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to Bethlehem, in the town of David, because he belonged to the house and the line of David. He went there to register with Mary, who was pledged to be married to him and was expecting a child. While they were there, the time came for the baby to be born, and she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger, because there was no guest room available for them. In the same region, there were some shepherds staying out in the fields and keeping watch over their flock by night. And an angel of the Lord suddenly stood before them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terribly frightened. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid, for behold, I bring you good news of great joy, which will be for all the people. For today in the city of David, there has been born to you a Savior who is Christ the Lord. This will be a sign for you. You will find a baby wrapped in cloths and lying in a manger." And suddenly there appeared with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest, and on earth, peace and goodwill to all." When the angels had gone away from them into heaven, the shepherds began saying to one another, "Let us go straight to Bethlehem then, and see this thing which the Lord has made known to us." So they came in a hurry and found their way to Mary and Joseph and the baby as he lay in a manger. When they had seen this, they made known the statement which had been told to them about this child, and all who heard it wondered at the things which were told them by the shepherds. But Mary treasured all these things, pondering them in her heart. The shepherds went back, glorifying and praising God for all that they had heard and seen, just as had been told them. Our reading is a poem by Patrick Murphin titled "Let Us Be That Stable." Today, let us be that stable. Let us be the place that welcomes at last the weary and rejected, the pilgrim stranger, the coming life. Let not the frigid winds that pierce our inadequate walls, or our mildewed hay, or the fetid leavings of our cattle shame us from our beckoning. Let our outstretched arms be a manger, so that the infant hope, swaddled in love, may have a place to lie. Let a cold beacon shine down upon us from a solstice sky to guide to us the seekers who will come. Let the lowly shepherd and all who abide in the fields of their labors lay down their crooks and come to us. Let the seers, sages, and potentates of every land traverse the shifting dunes, the rushing rivers, and the stony crags to seek our rude frame. Let herdsmen and high lords kneel together under our thatched roof to lay their gifts before wonder. Today, let us be that stable. We now kindle our third candle, the candle of peace in our community. Like the shepherds and angels, let us spread the word of peace wherever we go. This Christmas season, may we recommit ourselves to the work of building the beloved community, a community that acts with compassion and leaves no one outside the circle of care. Our next reading is from the Gospel of Matthew. After Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea, during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews? We saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him." When Herod heard this, he was disturbed, and all Jerusalem with him. Then Herod called the Magi secretly and found out from them the exact time the star had appeared. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, "Go and search carefully for the child. As soon as you find him, report to me, so that I too may go and worship him." After they had heard the king, they went on their way, and the star they had seen when it rose went ahead of them, until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him. Then they opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, they returned to their country by another route. Our next reading is by Rebecca Parker from A House for Hope. What if the new life, the tender existence of the divine, enters the world through places where life is at risk, and people must come together to create ways to tend life with care so it will survive? Facing into human suffering is necessary, and in communities of justice and compassion, God's presence can be manifest as people offer loving presence to one another. Let us sing together once again. So please rise in body and spirit to sing We Three Kings. And now we kindle the fourth candle of peace, the light of peace in our world. Like the Magi, we are called to respond to the events of our time with wisdom and generosity. We are all citizens of this planet, and our fates are bound up together. This Christmas season, may the people of the world recognize their kinship with one another. May the hearts of our leaders bend toward love, and may peace on earth be our guiding star. Tonight, as is our Christmas Eve tradition, our offering will be used to reach out to those in need and bring a little more love and justice into our world. Tonight's offering will be shared between the Freedom Warming Centers and the Minister's Discretionary Fund. The Freedom Warming Centers are an interfaith network that gives shelter to our neighbors living on the streets, offering a dry, warm, and safe place to sleep during cold and wet winter weather. And tonight for Christmas Eve and tomorrow night for Christmas, we are activated here and at First United Methodist. The Unitarian Society has been a leader in this county-wide program for over 10 years. The Minister's Discretionary Fund is a lifeline. It allows us to respond to the immediate needs of people in our community, distributing funds confidentially on a case-by-case basis and helping folks through hard times. You can read more about each of these programs in your order of service. Please give as generously as you are able so that we may continue this good work together. Good evening. Wonderful to see you here this evening, to see you here together this evening, to see you here joining us all together. And every year, as Christmas Eve comes around, I try and figure out what the feeling of the season will be. Every Christmas is a little different. Some years, it feels like joy takes center stage as we find ourselves singing carols with especially cheerful gusto, or we delight in watching a child catch that first glimpse of the presents under the tree. Sometimes it's peace that captures us. And the most memorable moments of the season are a quiet walk around the neighborhood to look at the lights, or cozying up with a warm cider by the fireplace. Some years, I feel especially moved by generosity, giving and receiving gifts, both physical and spiritual, trading cookies and compliments, and looking for places where I can show up for the greater good. This year, I find myself approaching Christmas Eve and hoping for just a little bit of wonder to break through. A little bit of wonder to soften me up, to break me open for a new year so that I can get things started with something more than just a grim resolve to make the best of it. How many of you have kind of felt that way about 2023, that we're just going to make the best of it, right? But we deserve more than that. We've all survived several long years of care and concern, years of anxiety, often despair, sometimes. We need a little bit of wonder to remind us that there are still beautiful surprises out there in life, not just disappointing test results or nasty shocks. This year, Christmas has arrived to remind us that wonder is as necessary as any other aspect of the season, and that we all deserve more than just what we already know. We all deserve more than just what we already know. Because wonder is not just catching a glimpse of the unknown, it is the unknown wrapped in appreciation, like a baby wrapped in swaddling cloths. Wonder is what we feel when we look forward to discovery, when we anticipate the possibility of the unknown with joy rather than fear it. Wonder is what opens our hearts and minds so that we can be surprised by joy, like the shepherds suddenly finding themselves surrounded by angels. Wonder is when we gaze upon the unknown with a deep and abiding love for life. When we look up into the night sky and feel amazed that underneath these stars we exist, that life exists at all, that's wonderful. When we look into the eyes of a child and see the future, mysterious and unknowable to us, to be revealed only in the generations that follow. I'm convinced that a healthy sense of wonder is one of the necessary building blocks of a full and beautiful life. Christmas offers us many invitations to wonder. The wonder of children as they gaze at those mysterious wrapped presents. The wonder of memories, how people long gone return to our minds and hearts this time of year. We gaze upon the infant Jesus and we wonder how the story of this tiny baby has persisted for thousands of years, how it has become such this powerful push and pull in our world. And we're reminded that every baby is a mystery with potential for changing the world. We wonder perhaps what Mary felt pondering these things in her heart. We wonder how we might react if, like the shepherds, we saw an angel appear before us. And we wonder if we have the courage of the Magi to confront a king and subvert his violent plans. At an even more elemental level, perhaps, as we gather in a candlelit crowd, we wonder at the mystery of fire and light, the way we don't really know how it all works, only that it does. And that candlelight kindles something deep and elemental within us in response. Some people come here on Christmas Eve for the songs. Some people come for the story, but nearly everyone is really here for that mysterious and wondrous beauty of seeing each other's faces by candlelight. This Christmas Eve, may you find wonder kindled in your heart, so that you may wake in the morning to the possibilities that still surround us, the possibilities of peace, the possibilities of hope, the possibilities of love, more love within us, waiting to be wondered at, to be rediscovered this Christmas. May you have a wonderful and Merry Christmas. Let us rise and sing together. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. I just want to say one more thank you to our amazing Christmas Eve band and singers here. Some of them have been joining us every year for years. Some of them are new with us tonight. Some of our singers have been singing in 3 services. So thank you all for the beautiful music you're sharing. In just a minute, we will begin passing candlelight through the sanctuary. And Matthew, can you help me demonstrate here? Do you need a candle? Here we go. And as we pass the light, we're going to bend the unlit candle toward the lit candle, just like this. And if you are joining us from home, I hope you will light a candle with you, and perhaps our lights will shine out all across our community, our nation, maybe even our world this evening. And when we close the evening, please remember to blow out your candle carefully. And we're going to sing the first 2 verses of Silent Night after our singers come out to share the light in the congregation. Then we'll pause for the closing words, the benediction, and then we'll sing verses 3 and 4 together. Dr. Howard Thurman. When the song of the angels is stilled, when the star in the sky is gone, when the kings and princes are home, when the shepherds are back with their flocks, the work of Christmas begins to find the lost, to heal the broken, to feed the hungry, to release the prisoner, to rebuild the nations, to bring peace among the people, to make music in the heart. Merry Christmas and go in peace.